Okay, I'm gonna make this as short as possible because I didn't want to do this video in the first place, but people seem to want to call me out on social media, so here we go. I guess we're gonna start off with Maya and what she said. You know, it's kind of the response I would expect from someone like Maya. She doesn't strike me as a person who seems mature or behaves in an adult like fashion at all. You know, throwing childlike insults at me like a fucking kindergartner. That's fine. That's something I'd expect you to do, but she wants to sit here and call me irrelevant. Me, like I live in the realm of irrelevancy. By the way, you're welcome for those 50 plus views on YouTube. That's about as twice as much as you were going to get if you cried about Carmen for the last 15 minutes in another segment, but nonetheless, yeah, I'm relevant. But yeah, I run one of the hottest virtual wrestling shows on the fucking internet today. Meanwhile, you stay chasing Carmen like the goddamn lapdog that you continue to be. It's no wonder why that woman's trying so hard to distance herself away from you, because you can't seem to get anything going without her. You wouldn't even sniff that Wildcats championship if it wasn't for her. And you know it. So you can come at me and pretend that this is about me, Maya, and do all of this emotional masking that you want to do all you want. But at the end of the day, when people think Maya, they think Carmen's Bay in big quotations in the front of your name. Because that's all you will ever be, and that is all you will ever equate to in DCA. So let me do you a favor. Next time you think you want to put my name in your mouth, just remember to keep Carmen's tongue inside of yours. Now I was gonna address D-Wall and all this other bullshit, but I really shouldn't have to. You all know his story. You wanna know stuff, you wanna know new things? How about you go ask MTV? Why don't you go ask Matt why he's not on the commentary booth for DCA anymore? Because I can guarantee you, D-Wall had a very big role to play in that just completely happening. You want to talk about D-Wall? Why don't you go talk to Ayumi Nagara, Kana Azuka, KYN? Why don't you ask those three about D-Wall and why they aren't even on the show anymore, why they're gone? Meanwhile, new talent just suspiciously pops up like Carmen Cortez and Selena Zeta and all those other women just popping up out of nowhere, taking the spots that should have belonged to them a while ago. Why don't you ask those people? Hell, you could even ask Elizabeth Preza why she's not even featured on most of the Wildcats episodes anymore, even for a fact that she's the fucking Call All-Stars Women's Champion. But no. Yet she doesn't get the Amber Stevens treatment. Amber Stevens, while she was gone, she got promoted like she was the fucking king. The king. Not even a queen, she's the king and queen of DCA. But no, Frieza doesn't get that same treatment. Frieza doesn't deserve that same treatment. Instead, we're going to stick her into a fucking dead tag team called Zaiah's Angels with Madison Starr. So yeah, I don't really have much to say on D-Wall other than he's a piece of shit and he knows it and he knows what he does. And he's coming back not because he cares for DC at all, but it's to fill his own ego because he's a self-indulged, self-entitled, narcissistic little prick. Now on to the man who I needed to address for a while. Malik Brown. The man who showed up at Bad Blood, uninvited, yet again, and decided to make things all about him. Because that's the type of man Malik is. And you know, I find it funny that he villainizes me and sets me out to be this big of a monster when he was the exact same person a couple of years ago. And I'm not talking about a kayfabe sense. I'm talking about he was in the exact same position I was. Running Battle Pro. Actually wasn't even running Battle Pro, because you know what? Battle Pro hadn't had a show in the past 2 to 3 years. None of the Battle Pro talent was getting paid what they should have been paid. Why do you think TJ Kennedy is on DCA? Why do you think Vin Taylor is on ZCW? Why do you think Gorilla Black and Lil Jazz are constantly shifting around to DCA, ZCW, and wherever the hell else they could go? It's because Malik and the other Battle Pro representatives don't have the fucking money to pay them what they owe. Yet he wants to come over to me and vilify me. Okay. The reason why Malik seems to hate me so much, and I just figured this out a little while ago, is because I remind him so much of himself back in the day. That's why he's trying to get rid of the violence party persona. That's why he's trying to get rid of that part of his life. Because he wants to run away from it. He doesn't want to confront the monster that he used to be. So instead, he'll just confront a monster that he sees in his own mind, and that being me, despite knowing for a fact that that monster used to be him. And instead of confronting it face on, he would rather hide it and use all that anger towards me. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have a reason to be angry towards me. All right, I did screw him over. You know, I did do a lot of terrible things that I regret. But the difference between me and Malik is that I don't run from my problems, no matter how much he likes to say I do. I don't run from them. I embrace them. They're a part of me forever. Whether I like it or not, that's always going to be a part of me. And the only thing I can do is channel what I used to be and move forward. And that's why I use what resources I have to bring ZCW to the forefront of virtual wrestling, whatever means is possible. And if that means I have to get into bed with some very, very shady people, then so be it. Because that's what business people do, Malik. That's what business people do. And yeah, ZCW hasn't always been financially secure, but I have tried everything in my goddamn power to make sure that this company stays afloat every single day. I try everything in my power to make sure everyone does get paid. And you know, for a while, not everyone did get paid. Not everyone did. That's why I called in for help. That's why I called in for Miss Balalaika. Because she offered to help. So I took it. Because that's what business people do, Malik. Not that you would know, because your fucking company was gone for 3 years! You sit there and judge me for the man that I am, but can't seem to do the same for yourself. You want to call in for all these favors. You want to call in Eddie Mack. You want to call in D-Wall. You want to call in Mr. SRH. You want to call in Matt. You wanted to call in me to help you when things were dire. And once everything was taken care of, once Battle Pro was back, it's like none of that ever mattered. None of it. Because, hey, I got a little bit of money now. I've got enough money to keep myself afloat, even though I didn't, and I even had the money to pay my guys! Not Vin Taylor, not Arkin, not Gorilla Black, not Lil Jazz. None of them! But you sit here and judge me. And you want to talk about this bond between wrestlers, like you have this closer than blood bond between you and the rest of my guys in ZCW. Let me tell you something, Malik. That bond that you might have shared with the rest of the locker room for the past 2-3 months you were around, I had that bond for decades. Decades! This stuff goes back to childhood. I've known these people for most of my life, so let me tell you this. This bond that you think you have with any of my wrestlers, with Luca Khan, with Zaiah Steele, with Xander, with Priza, with Alexis, with any of them, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Malik, you like to think that you're above this. You like to think you're above me. You like to think that you're above authority. But you're not. Because you know why? Because the moment you got out of line, your ass was out of here. You were gone. You are nothing towards ZCW. You will continue to be nothing for the future of ZCW. And I will make damn sure of that. So you can use Matt and Mr. SRH to move along this plot like you're some sort of hero, like you're virtual wrestling saver. But here, in my yard, in my home, you're just a stranger. This is my world, Malik. And you can guarantee that I am just letting you live in it.